Welcome back to the Injury Podcast. Today is a special milestone for us. It's episode number 20. I want to thank everyone out there who's been following us, sharing the episodes, liking us, and helping us grow our community. When most people think about recovering from an injury, they think about doctor visits, medications, physical therapy, imaging, but what if recovery is more than just about doctor visits and what part of the body is hurting, that specific area? What if the things we do every day, how we eat, how we sleep, how we manage our stress, how we move, and how we think even, can either support or slow down that healing process? Today, we're going to explore the role of nutrition, sleep, stress, inflammation, mindset, and other integrative, holistic approaches that may help create a better environment for your recovery. Joining us today is Michelle Mendez from Alternative Med Yes. She is she has a background in holistic wellness, nutrition, detoxification, lifestyle transformation, and helping people better understand how the body was designed to heal. One important point about this podcast is that this podcast is for educational purposes only. It is not intended to be medical advice, and it does not constitute a doctor-patient type of relationship. Please consult your healthcare provider for any other guidance if you have more questions or need more information regarding that. These approaches are meant to complement your medical care. I'm not suggesting or saying to disregard what your medical doctor or your healthcare provider is saying to you, but these are great ways to help your body heal naturally. Michelle, thank you so much for coming here today, and welcome to the Injury Podcast. Thank you so much. When people think about injury recovery, most people out there in our community think about doctors, physical therapists, going to a chiropractor, taking medication, getting imaging, MRIs, and so forth like that. I like having people on that have this philosophy or approach to wellness, to using either things in our environment that are natural to help our body heal naturally. So what is your philosophy, or what's your viewpoint of when people you've helped to heal naturally?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on this important conversation. I'm honored to be here with you, Doc. Mm-hmm. And I believe that it's important that people need to understand that healing doesn't just start in the injured area. It starts with the whole body. Mm. And that's the whole philosophy. I believe that people will get injured, mm-hmm. and automatically it's a trauma. You know, when you've been with plenty of patients and when you've heard their conversations, it's not even the pain that they feel right away. It's the trauma that they go through and the worry and the stress. Mm. And then comes, hey, I need to go get this healed. I need to go to the doctor and see what's wrong. And then they forget later on that it's a whole combination of the whole body being healed.
So example, if you hurt your knee, you fell and you banged your knee, your overall health status, if it declines, or you're not eating right, you're not getting enough sleep, which is really important. We could talk about that. You're worrying, then your knee could take longer to heal.
Yeah, you're creating your body to be in a worse circumstance than taking the proper steps needed for your body to heal, and that's that's where my specialty comes in. My background is alternative medicine, wellness, detox, inflammation, nutrition, stress relief, emotional relief, and healing from the inside out. And there is so many things nowadays. And the more we're entering into a wellness area, it was shunned before when we first started, and we've been in the business for a long time now. And now people are becoming more aware of the wellness and the things that we have at hand. I mean, it could be as basic of having aloe in your backyard.
Right.
Aloe right now, just having a cup of aloe water can start producing 400% stem cells in your body. And we
Oh,
know how
wow.
important stem cells could be.
Yeah.
So nutrition is key.
Hmm.
Nutrition is key. When you have an injury, you can start healing from within with having the right nutritional routines. And people need to be aware of that.
Right. Okay. So let's dive more into nutrition. So what type of diets or what type of nutrition should people be getting after an injury that might support their body in healing faster, better?
Well, nutrition is the building blocks of the body. So it's protein is needed. And if you're a vegetarian, there's ways to have
Hmm.
adequate protein for your body. Another one is minerals, antioxidants. Leafy greens are important. It's to having a basic um, uh, a dish that is going to have all the proper
Right.
nutrients that you need. So your proteins, your leafy greens, and it's all in the way that you eat it. Also,
Right.
you need to make sure that you hydrate, have healthy fats, and these nutrients help to repair the body. And people seem to not remember that that's where we started.
Okay. So let's unpack this a little bit. So a balanced, well balanced diet, including protein,
Fats.
healthy fats, and other minerals, and making sure we have enough water and we hydrate a lot. A lot of people I see don't drink enough water. It's really common. What are some of the biggest mistakes that people that you have seen in the past do that can really throw their injury recovery off?
A lot of the biggest mistakes that I've seen people do is,
Nutritionally speaking.
is where they're hurt, so they go out and get a lot of fast foods, easy things that they can just have right away, and they don't understand that that's affecting their body. And I know that if you've injured your knee or your back or your arm, right, per se, how are you going to prepare these foods?
Mm,
We have to really think about the person itself and put ourselves in their shoes and we can say, well, you have to have a good balanced meal, and where they're at is how can we prepare that if we're in a status of well, there's healthy ways, and there's so many companies now out there that you can receive a packaged food that are going to be healthy.
that is such a great idea. So there's a lot of, for folks out there, in most communities across the United States now, there are so many companies out there that can deliver food to your house. And then all you have to do is take it out of the container and then heat it and then eat it. So it's so easy for people to do instead of having a meal that could be more refined carbohydrates maybe and not as healthy and not balanced. They can get something that is specific for them, whether they want more protein or less. What about we're on the subject of nutrition, what types of containers that food is in or drinks that they're in are better or more supportive for the body, and which ones should we stay away from?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of plastics that are toxic now. Obviously, glass is the best, and as long as it's BPA free.
Hmm.
Um, so I believe that obviously doing your homework on the places that you would be getting your food from is important.
Mm-hmm.
But we gotta also think this is a lifestyle.
Mm,
And that can be stressful jumping into a new lifestyle after injury, something that you're not used to. You've been used to eating processed foods and sugars and all these other foods. You're now in an injury and you're going to go change your whole routine and diet can be kind of difficult. So I believe that prevention is better than the cure.
mm,
So starting ahead of time and changing those lifestyle routines to prep, we never know what's going to happen. We would hope that we would never be, in a situation where we have an injury and we have to, try to repair our bodies then. It would be better for us to try to repair our bodies now,
mm-hmm.
that in case something does happen, we've already built that routine and you've already probably done prepping because you're a prepper for food. Or I mean, boiling eggs, which is high in proteins, if you are not a vegetarian, or if you are having a can of chickpeas, organic chickpeas.
Mm-hmm.
It could be quite simple. Even
Yeah.
during an injury, there's ways to be able to make really good food at home after you had an injury.
Right. So do you coach people or help people with their diet to become healthier? Is that that's something that you do?
Absolutely, absolutely. Everybody's different. There's allergies. People have different, needs. And we do. I hope to be on this podcast again. Maybe give out some recipes
Hmm. Oh, great.
and some actual ways. I do cook a lot of food. I love
Awesome.
to cook, and I cook very healthy and very tasty. There's ways for you to really create and use your creativity, your imagination. This is a
That's
good way
great.
to also build that block in your brain to think about good foods and the colors and everything. There's beauty in it.
That is great. And also in the show notes, folks, we'll have some information about Michelle and how to reach her. And if you do have any website for that you can also help people with, if there are recipes or anything like that you could provide, that's great. We'll put that in the show notes.
Perfect.
All right, let's jump to something else now. What about state of mind? Your state of mind, how important do you feel that is in somebody being able to heal and recover more effectively?
Well, that's one of the main factors. We live in a stressful world. We tend to stress about everything, and there's not a lot of time for us to be able to become one with ourselves, to hear our bodies. We hear
Mm,
a lot of the outside noise and things happening around us, but are we really searching within and hearing our bodies? Our bodies will tell us so much if we really start to pay attention,
mhm.
start to hear. You know how we have that food noise? We need to have that noise about our body to hear what our body's telling us. And a lot of times we tend to ignore, our body speaking to us. But stress is something that is prominent. I feel like it's an epidemic because stress creates so much disease in the body.
Yeah.
And it affects a time when you're injured. You have so much stress at that time because you're so worried and anxious about, you know, the unknown,
Right.
and you're in pain and you don't know what's going to happen. It'd be best to start a routine where you can come into a mind where you can relax. You can think positive
Right.
about the outcome instead of thinking negative about the
Hmm.
outcome. Because a lot of times what you think tends to happen.
Yes. Yes. And I think even talking with someone is very, very helpful. Speaking to someone, being there for each other, family, very important to de-stressing and taking that down. What other things have you tried? Meditation or
Meditation,
other things?
spiritual guidance. I am a Christian, so you
Mm,
truly believe in the Bible and in reading and getting that reaffirmance that everything is going to be okay.
right.
Um, but also speaking to someone that's going to speak life into you
Yeah.
and help you and encourage you Also educating yourself so that you can feel at
Hmm.
ease, knowing that there's ways that you can have control over what's happening over your body and not just depend on someone else's education. You educate yourself, that also brings ease.
Right. Yeah, I think it's very, and I know you as a person of faith, and I know that's a big part of your life, and that's awesome. That, I think faith, in a lot of ways, it helps give people hope.
Yeah.
And when people have hope, they can power through a lot of crap
Yeah.
that people are confronted with. So that is very important. And a lot of people, sometimes when they get injured, they have this why me syndrome of why did this have to happen to me? Or they maybe were diagnosed with a really bad illness. And they think that this is some kind of like divine, either God is punishing them or God forgot about them. So it's important to, if you're a person of faith, even not, to search this because, and it can help you have more comfort. And it could be the difference of the mindset, like what Michelle was talking about before, mindset being so important in you getting through and recovering, because people that don't have a positive mindset, they don't show up to their chiropractic appointments.
Yeah.
They stop listening to their doctor. They stop looking for other sources to get them, other ways to possibly get them better. And they kind of accept that they're not going to get better. And just like what you had said, what you think about can become. And if you think that you're going to be this ill person, this sick person, this injured person, and that's who your identity has become, then it's very likely that will manifest. So I think that that's very important of some of the top of what you had just brought up.
Yeah, correct.
There.
You got to think about, you lose hope, you become depressed, uh, you feel like no one's going to show up for you. Um, we've had plenty of patients where we've had to really renew their mind, and it transforms their lives. Renewing your mind transforms your life. And each situation that you go through can be a testimony to help someone else.
Right, right, and that's important. And another thing, I have had psychologists on the show, and I think therapy could be really good for people, and coaching could be good for people. So there's therapists, but there's also coaches that they're a little bit different than therapy, but both are excellent to help people get to a better place, to help their mind be in the right place, so they have the right mindset, of course, like what we've been talking about, to help heal. Now, one thing I want to talk about too is it relates to mindset, because I know when I don't sleep, I have a crappy mindset. I'm just in a bad place. So, how important is sleep in the healing? How important is sleep in somebody healing from an injury?
Sleep is something extremely important, even if you're not injured. But imagine if your body's injured when you sleep, that's when it repairs itself best. And that's where the body can be inactive from all the activities that you're doing throughout the day and take time in healing the place that the body has been injured. So if you're not getting sleep, and I was thinking about you asked me to do this podcast, we're going to talk about sleep. But when you're in pain, can you really sleep?
It's hard.
It's
It's
hard.
very, very hard to sleep when people have a lot of pain.
Yeah, I mean, I've had back pain,
Mm-hmm.
and I know how hard it is. You just can't find comfort, and you're just moving back and forth, and then probably if you have a spouse, then that spouse can't sleep, and everybody's cranky in the morning. But I have found ways. So this is someone speaking, which is originally how we've come together, through injury,
Yes.
from the car accident that I had, and there's so many for me, I'm specialized in a lot of herb recovery with herbal specialists. There's a lot of herbs out there naturally that won't affect your gut, that will help you build strength, won't get you too groggy in the morning, and that can help relax you, which will help with stress, but also help you get sleep. Also, we got to understand, we'll sit there and watch TV, and then the blue light just won't let our body get ease. So I would suggest take a good 45 minutes to an hour to train your body to go to sleep. Do the recommended, obviously following your physician's, like Dr. Sillinger said, advice, but also taking extra initiative to say, you know what, I'm in pain right now, so whatever, I'll take whatever you're taking with your doctor. But also, if it doesn't, if it doesn't go against what the medicines you're drinking or taking, you can see if you can ask your doctor, can I take a nice chamomile lavender tea before I go to sleep? Meditate, get your body and your mind trained to get into a relaxed mode so that you can get some sleep.
Right, absolutely. And especially because people typically, if they're on a cell phone or iPad or something like that before they go to sleep, a lot of times they could be scrolling social media, and it could be very inflammatory.
Yeah.
So they're all amped up and angry usually about what's going on one way or another. So that can really make it more difficult to fall asleep. I sometimes set 2 alarms. I set an alarm to wake up, but I set an alarm of when I should go to bed.
Yes, me too.
How important do you think it is for people to have a routine of when they typically go to bed and wake up?
It's very important, because if you have routine, you're going to stick to it. You become, you adapt to that routine. You become someone, just like if you go to the gym and you've been going to the gym, it's like it becomes part of you, and automatically your body knows, hey, it's time to go to sleep. So it's important. I have the same thing. I have an alarm, and sometimes we tend to ignore it. I mean, honestly, if we want to be honest, but it's important that you set your body up for success.
Right.
And that's with anything you do. So setting an alarm and reminding yourself, hey, I got to take the initiative to set my body up to go to sleep, train my body. A lot of times we get injured, or even without injury, we don't want to do the work that comes with taking care of our body. I was listening to another podcast, and it says, taking care of your body is a part-time job.
Yeah.
It is.
I agree.
But so is your marriage, so is your kids, so is your work, so is everything else.
Absolutely, it is. And what you said, you're a mother, you're a wife, you're a professional. You understand the benefits of structure.
Yeah.
And I think if we offer the mind some structure, being able to heal from a recover from an injury is easier if we have structure, and we develop certain habits that will allow us to heal our body, to heal. It'll help us, so we're not doing things inconsistent. We're not going to sleep one night at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then another time at 9, and then getting up at 5 in the morning, and then another time at 7. Now, you can't always have that same routine, but I feel that it helps me in what I do if I have a routine in place. It keeps me on track, even with my diet. Now, let's go through a couple of things. I want to know, what would be some good habits or good activities from someone getting up in the morning, and let's say it's a regular work day, and then maybe we'll look at a Saturday or Sunday. Waking up early in the morning, what are some of the best things to do and go throughout the day, if you can, for me? Absolutely. What do you do early in the morning?
So I'll share what I do. When I wake up in the morning, I usually stretch right when I'm in my bed. I try to get my body ready. I'll be 46 in July.
Nice.
And so you got to get the car warmed up before you get it going, especially an older car, right? So I'd say I stretch early in the morning when I get up, and then I do a lot of skincare to take care of my skin. So I have a whole room that I have taken over since I am an empty nester. So I took over my kids' room and I've made it like my sanctuary. So I will take all the mask and all the things that I've put on from the night before, and I have an infrared light.
Nice.
And those are easy now. Like now you could get anything online and it's really inexpensive. And so I have an infrared light and I'll go up there and I'll do a lymphatic massage to get my body started. I'll do simple movements, even if it's just a bounce where it's not a lot of pressure on my knees or anything like that. Just a simple movement within the body. I have a vibration machine that I might do for 10 minutes.
Great.
While I have my infrared light on my back and on my face and everything else that I do. I take time for my hygiene, brushing my teeth. I have a tongue scraper that I really take time into taking care of my body. After that, my husband usually prepares a lemon water for me.
Awesome.
With a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And I'll drink that early in the morning. Then I wait and then I start with protein. I start with like a protein shake or whatever protein that you can that you do out there. Very clean. I look for really clean products. And then I'll work out.
Nice.
And then once I get that started, I feel like I've started my day.
Okay.
I do devotional. I do, my Bible studies. And I go into the sauna. I have a sauna at my house that I got during COVID. And so I start my day that way. And then I get ready for work. My kids call me every morning. And I have a farm. So I kind of go visit the animals and get them going. And
nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so you're embracing nature. You hydrate. I didn't hear you say one thing. Coffee, yay or nay?
A lot of times I don't drink coffee.
Wow.
Yeah. But if I do like coffee. I will take it just black.
Okay.
And if sometimes I'm like, I want something, I'll put a little stevia in there. But realistically, once I start coffee, it's like I can't stop. So I kind of discipline myself to take segments off of it.
Okay.
I don't like my body to get adapted to so many things that I may need on a daily basis.
Got it. So hydrate. You're doing some different red light therapy. I heard you mention you're looking through the Bible, some Bible verses. Great stuff. Going later into the day, you're at work already. You're doing what you're doing. Midday lunch, do you usually have, what kind of meal typically do you have?
Well, we'll usually pack something from home, right? I go through different changes. Like I said, like right now, my personal, I had gained a couple pounds, honestly, and I wanted to get my body back on track. It's about being disciplined. We're all going to fall off. You can't judge yourself so hard, and you got to embrace yourself and just, say, hey, examine yourself and see, hey, I'm falling off track a little bit here. Let me get back on track. And so I make small portions. I really do a lot of, if I'm fasting, which is usually Wednesdays, we do fast, and that's spiritually. Me and Reggie usually do that together. But I'll have lunch like around 1 o'clock if I've packed something from home. And then I'll eat a small meal. And then I'll eat another small meal at night. I'm pretty full realistically from the protein shakes. They keep you. And I put a lot of vitamins and supplements into my protein shakes.
That's wonderful. You mentioned something about fasting. Now, folks out there, before you undergo a fast, really make sure that you're able to. Some people that have certain medical conditions might not be able to. It might not be safe for them to fast. So just view this with a grain of salt as for informational purposes, but I do want to dive into fasting a little bit because there's a lot of information out there about how it can be really helpful for your body. You help the body, and then the body can heal faster if we create the right environment. What do you recommend for the people you work with fasting? Do they do it? Do they drink water? Do they just do it for a full 24 hours? Do they do it for 6 hours? Let's dive into that a little bit, fasting, and the importance of it.
Well, a lot of my clients, they're all different. So there's so many different fasting routines that can get started. Some of them, they can tolerate just doing water and maybe a 3-day fast. Getting their body into ketosis. Some of them will do, different type of small fasting, intermittent fast, where they can go maybe 12 hours or 8 hours. You really have to listen to your body without eating, and then eat small meals, healthy. Like I said, once again, with your proteins and your healthy fats and your greens. Some people could go longer, and possibly do a whole 7 days.
Wow.
And really detox the body, and drinking a lot of water during the time of fasting. It's important for you to flush out and detox your body.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And there's all these different protocols with fasting. And again, I want to say again, as a disclaimer, fasting is not for everyone. And there's various different types of fasting that could be very helpful for certain people, the health benefits. What do you experience after you fast? The next day?
Definitely, I feel more energized. A lot of people think that if they fast that they're going to get weak and they won't be able to have a clear mind, but it's totally the opposite. A lot of the brain fog goes away. My digestive system is it's on routine. It's comfortable, no bloatedness. I feel energized. I am a true believer, especially with a lot of my patients, about parasites in the body and looking to take care of that. And that fasting helps because you're not feeding those parasites in the body.
Right.
We don't think about the cleansing of the body, but historically, if you search back in the days, your parents used to give you dewormers. If it was castor oil or any type of way of deworming the body, if you go back and ask grandpa and grandma, they'll tell you it was the worst memory that they could have.
Right.
But they did it. And it was often.
Yeah.
So we don't do that
right
nowadays. And there's so many things that we're eating, and we're not realizing that there may be parasites.
Right. That's really important for people to understand and to seek out people that can help them nutritionally, be able to detoxify the body and with possible parasites that people can have. And also, some people fast because they want to lose weight. Yeah. And that can happen as well. And what have you heard regarding this? I'm not, again, advocating this to lose weight, but this has been something that I've heard from patients that have asked me about fasting from in my office. Do you want to speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I can speak into that. You're not going to lose weight by just fasting. You're going to go back to eating. It's a lifestyle is what makes you lose weight. So fasting in your lifestyle routine is okay. But if you think that you're going to fast for 3 days, right, and say I'm going to lose 2 pounds or 3 pounds, you're going to gain them right back. It doesn't work like that. It's a lifestyle.
Okay.
So you fast to get your body healthy, repairing your body. That's why it's important that we fast. We start to get like a blank page. And then it depends on what you put back into that page now.
Right. So we don't want a yo-yo weight loss effect where we lose weight and then boom, you gain it right back. So this could be used properly in conjunction with a proper diet, definitely adequate hydration, water, being really important as well. What key supplements do you use, or people have used, that you think are really important in somebody being healthier?
There's a lot of supplements out there. A lot of them are fillers. You really have to go in and search what supplements you're taking. Bromelain is something important, which comes from the pineapple. I take that every day. Um, I take ginger supplements, which a lot of this is for digestion, but also it helps with repair in the body.
Mm,
Um, Aloe. If you're not one to drink aloe, well, you could take it as a supplement.
mm,
Vitamin D and K. It's very
yes.
important, especially for bone repair um, and building up the bones in the body. That would be top of the line. There's so many. I do take a lot of supplements, and when we come on the show next time, I can bring some samples of what I take,
Yeah.
and that way people can see some clean supplements out there.
Great. I wanted to ask you about essential oils. What is your opinion on this, and how do they work?
Essential oils are my favorite. There's so many properties in
What do they do,
in
and how
essential
are they
oils.
used?
They could be antibiotic, antimicrobial. Like let's say if you want to have a mouthwash, now our mouthwashes have so many chemicals in it. I do a simple mouthwash with clover and peppermint and a little bit of tea tree.
Wow. So you make your own mouthwash
My own mouthwash
from herbs, or from some
from the
different
essential oils.
essential oils.
So
Wow.
it's just a couple of drops, and you are building actually your gums to be stronger. Because
Wow.
clove helps your gums extremely, no bleeding after flossing, kills any bacteria in the mouth, keeps you having really fresh breath, and it keeps your teeth healthy.
Wow.
So that's just one of the things. But I use essential oils for everything, even as my cleaning products, because the cleaning products have so many chemicals in them that I could just buy lemon essential oil and a little bit of tea tree and use that to wipe my counters or to mop my floor or whatever it is.
Right. And it's more natural than a lot of other chemicals people use. So
And
essential.
rosemary. Rosemary helps with injury. So
Wow.
I take some tea baths a couple times a week, and I will put a couple drops of essential oil. And the rosemary helps with inflammation, helps with pain. There's so many things out there.
That's great.
Basil helps with brain fog. It helps with your concentration and memory.
Great. I need some more on my pizza. Or I make an awesome pesto. I use a lot of basil, so that's good. So maybe that would help me to be more clear. So essential oils. We could probably do a whole podcast on just that. So that is very interesting. I just thought they were used for the skin. I didn't know all these different things that essential oils can be used for. What about aromatherapy? Because that might help as well. Could you speak a little bit about aromatherapy?
Absolutely. My husband has asthma, and we use lavender a lot in our room. First of all, it's going to help you to get into your sleep routine. It's going to help you to de-stress, but it also is an antihistamine. So it helps against allergies. So as an aromatherapy, you're already setting up for your senses that when they smell the lavender, you're already going to get a sedative, calm mode, right? And obviously, you don't want to, some people can be extra sensitive, so they don't want to drive while, they're taking
Right.
specific. You have to be very careful on the essential oils that you're using at the specific time, and make sure that you check on allergies or anything like that. But I believe that, getting a nice lavender with chamomile, again, if you don't drink it, you could use it as an aromatherapy and get yourself, after maybe you've been stressing about the insurance and what the doctor said, go home and do some therapy for yourself,
Right.
right? And just put on one of those aromatherapy vapors and let it just overfill your area in your house and bring calmness and
Right. We have so many people that we've seen in our office that have been in accidents or have been injured or so forth, and they're so stressed, they're so amped up, so that if they can get into a routine with someone, learn how to use some natural scent to help them calm or help them put them in that state, essential oils that are more nurturing to the environment, and also helping them in other ways that don't have a lot of toxic side effects and so forth like that some other products can have, because a lot of the oils that we use are natural.
Yeah.
So that's important. Have you had any clients that you've helped design some like bath stuff, like that people can like take a bath, or like a routine someone can get into to find their zen and to de-stress?
Definitely.
And what does that look like?
Definitely. So I have created specific teas, herbal mix for people according to their situation, and also herbal baths according to their situation. So let's say a patient has had a knee injury and is dealing with a teenager in his and they're people being laid off at work. I mean, like all these things could happen, and
Yeah.
it's life, and it's hard. So we want to make things easy, that where it's packaged already, where all they have to do is just drop it, boil it, and just pour it in their tea and
Right.
in their bathtubs.
Right. That's excellent. I love
If
it.
you don't have a bathtub, again, you could use the essential oils and just have it in a spray bottle and spray it in your shower.
Wow. So if somebody wants to learn more about a lot of the things you've spoke about today, whether it be coaching, whether it be routines to help people with, to help their body heal better, they want to learn more about essential oils, aromatherapy, all the other things that we spoke today about, how do they get in touch with you? What's the best way?
You could go to my website at alternativemedyes.com. Also, my email address, which is alternativemedyes@gmail.com. And I'll be happy to help anyone. That's why we do this, to see people get healed, to love on them, to show them that there's better opportunities, and that they don't have to give up, that they can take control over their bodies and understand their bodies and know that their body heals itself. We just have to prepare it.
Right, and give it the opportunity to heal.
Tender love and care.
Wow, this has been great. Time has just gone by. I could speak on this all day. It's been great having you in the studio. Now, we're going to have more about Michelle's contact information in the show notes. But we have a tradition here on the podcast. At the end of the podcast, we give away a kind of like a memento souvenir from the show. It's a comeback symbol. It is a superhero tumbler. Now, I was rushing from my office and I had forgot them. I usually have them up all in the background here. And the superhero tumblers that we have, I want to give one to you. I'll tell you the ones we have, and then I will get you the tumbler. We have Wonder Woman. We have Batman. We have Superman. We have Deadpool. We have Hulk. We have Thor and Captain America. Out of those, who is your favorite superhero, and why does it, and why?
Well, I think I like all of them. But when I think about it, Wonder Woman is something from when I was growing up with. And I think that it's important to be not only a superhero for your life, but a superhero to other people. And the only way that you can do that is by sharing your testimony, experiencing, putting yourself in their shoes, and seeing the most gentle way to be able to help them and really listen. People want to be heard, and that's important. And I think that Wonder Woman had to hear people needing help.
Yes. Yes. And I like Wonder Woman too. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So listen, Michelle, thank you so much for coming on the show. Today we discussed people might have an injury. It might not just be, and if they want to recover, it might not just be the treating that area that's injured. We have to think holistically, the whole body, and giving the body an opportunity and creating an environment so that the body can heal faster and more effectively. Toxic environment, in a toxic environment, we can't grow flowers, plants, or other things that we need. Animals won't be able to grow and thrive if they don't have the right nutrients as well. And we as people, our bodies need the right environments, and we need the right conditions for our body to work better. Our body works better, we heal better. Bottom line. I want to thank everybody for watching the podcast. I want to thank everybody for sharing and liking and becoming part of the community. And again, like I say at the end of the show, like, follow, subscribe. See you on the other side.